Hey guys, so it is currently going on 8:30 on May 1st and starting off my Wheel of D20 reads for May with already having finished the first book of two I needed to read. So I have read the entirety of Everlasting Nora over the course of the entire day. This is by Marie Miranda Cruz, and this is a middle grade story that, for the prompt from Wheel of D20, was a viewer recommendation. This is written by a Filipino woman. This basically follows a young girl whose name is Nora, and she is with a single mother. Dad died in a really tragic accident, and since then she and her mom have basically been having to live in Philippines' oldest cemetery. It's an actual place, and she and her mom have basically been living in the mausoleum that her father is buried in, and they've been trying to live day by day. And you learn that mom has a bit of a gambling problem, and all of a sudden mom goes missing. And Nora, at 11 years old, is trying to figure out what happened to her mom and also traverse the life of being a very poor individual in Manila. The story really talks a lot about family and a lot of things about trusting people, I think, in ways that, like, you know, some people find it hard to trust. Like, Nora has a very strong community of people in terms of the people that she lives with in the cemetery. There are definitely some really bad people she comes across that honestly makes this feel a little older in terms of an audience than I would have expected, but I really appreciated the fact that this really didn't try to sugarcoat too much of what was going on, because there's a lot of darkness surrounding around this whole story. I mean, you have a young girl who is dealing with living in poverty, basically just barely able to scrape by, and having to work endlessly to continuously make ends meet. And somebody here in America, in my position specifically, wouldn't know anything about what that's like. I grew up in a very middle-class family. I am a white woman, so I definitely feel more privilege in terms of the things I'm able to do. So reading this from my perspective was actually very interesting, because we learn a lot, first of all, of some of the culture that's involved with the Philippines, more specifically in terms of like family dynamics and like certain words and phrases that are used in the Philippines, as well as the overall kind of perception that there is on the impoverished people in some capacity, especially those that are homeless and are living in places like the cemetery. But it's really a story of like perseverance and hope, and honestly a lot of really kind of, you know, how does one survive in this kind of an environment, and when everything seems stacked against them, how is it that they can still, you know, continue on in a lot of ways. And I feel like this was really interesting, and for a middle grade novel, like I said, had a lot of dark moments that I was not expecting it to hit on, but I was really appreciative of it, because I think it's very important that, especially for an older middle grade reader that is, you know, looking to learn about different cultures and learn about different kinds of people, there's some really great moral messages within this that I think I would love to have, you know, if I was a teacher, a middle school student read. So really enjoyed this, gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, and have already completed one of my D20 prompts for this month, which is great. The second one I'm going to be completing is for my mom pick, which my mom basically had picked 2 books that I had to roll for, and whichever one I would have to read for that month. And this month it was Haikyu Volume 1. This is the first volume in a manga series that is very, very popular. I do have a few things I need to do tonight. It is already, like I said, fairly late in the evening, so I'm trying to get a lot of stuff done. I need to finish up editing a video that I started working on yesterday, and then I have a few videos I need to film. I will come to you guys in like a few hours once I finish Haikyu Volume 1, and then we'll be done with the Wheel of D20 for May, which is super satisfying. It's so exciting that I have like only the first day of May done, and I already have my Wheel of D20 books completed. Hey guys, so it's Monday now, and last night I did end up finishing Haikyu Volume 1, therefore completing my Wheel of D20 picks for May. So that's super exciting. I'm already done with them, and I already have 2 books done in the month, which is super exciting. So I did give this a 5 out of 5 stars. This was so stinking cute. For those of you that don't know, back in the day, I actually played volleyball. I played in my 7th grade year, and then when I was a freshman in high school, and that was the extent of it. So it was really fun though to kind of get back into the world of volleyball. I did really used to love it a lot when I played, and this was so cool to see this kind of enemies to teammates idea, because if you don't know anything about what this manga series is, it's basically about these 2 boys who were rivals when it comes to the volleyball world. They went to different middle schools and faced off in a tournament, and then basically were sworn enemies. One of them, our main characters, Shoyo, he basically had developed a ragtag team of people that were pretty much non-existent in terms of talent for volleyball. He was the only one who actually had any kind of talent, and it wasn't very like skilled in other areas other than spiking, but he really tried his best and was able to get into this tournament and faced off against a team that was really strong and has a guy on there who is like one of the best players of all time. Completely obliterates Shoyo's team. Shoyo basically vows revenge that he will one day beat Tobio. Then you go into their first year of high school, and they are actually both in the same school and going to be on the same team. So the whole first volume is basically the 2 of them having to figure out how to work together as teammates as opposed to enemies. Both of them have really kind of heartbreaking backstories in terms of why they want to be the best, why they want to kind of beat the other person, and Tobio has a lot of deep-seated issues of trust that kind of get involved in this that I think is really kind of heartbreaking for somebody who's so young, but at the same time, you know, there's obviously just a lot of people who've let him down. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, 5 out of 5 stars. It was so cute, so fun, and I would like to be able to read more from this and then eventually watch the anime as well, because I heard the anime is really cool as well. So with that said, both of my Wheel of D20 picks for May, like I said, are now complete. So basically that's the end of this vlog. I will later today be picking out my 1 prompt that I need for June, which is gonna also be in celebration of Battle of the Bookish, which is so exciting. I only have 1 Wheel of D20 prompt that I'm fairly certain I can make fit with any of our prompts for Battle of the Bookish, so I'm really excited. But thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. If you guys did enjoy it, please do give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you'd like to be and would like to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that button down below and subscribe to become an owlet in our flock. And I will see all of you guys in my next video. Bye guys.